Hi, I'm a SIRUBA technician. Let's take a look at some common overlock machine problems. When we encounter skipped stitches or thread breakage, start with an initial check, then proceed with specification adjustment. The first step of the initial check is to ensure the threading is correct. Next, make sure both needle eyes are facing straight forward without any tilt. If they're misaligned, loosen the screw and adjust their position. Then, try pushing the needles further into the needle clamp. If they feel stuck, please use an air gun or WD-40 to remove any debris inside. After that, reinstall the needles and make sure they are fully inserted. Sometimes, the problem is just a worn or burred needle. Replacing it usually fixes it. If no issues are found during the initial check, we can proceed with the specification adjustments. To make the process easier, it's best to remove parts like the needle plate, front needle guard, and feed dog first. Once the parts are disassembled, we can begin the specification adjustments. Step 1. Confirm needle bar height. Hold the needle clamp and turn the hand wheel to ensure the needle bar is at the top dead center. The needle tip should be 10.4 to 10.6 millimeters above the needle plate. If it isn't, loosen the upper screw to adjust the needle height. Once it falls within 10.4 to 10.6 millimeters, the adjustment is complete. Step 2. Confirm needle clamp parallelism. Check whether the contact depth of both needles is the same. If not, loosen the side screw and push the rear needle guard backward. Then, loosen the screw above the needle clamp and adjust the needle clamp parallelism until the contact amount of both needles is the same. Once the contact is even, the adjustment is complete. Step 3. Remove the gap between lower looper and needles. Once the contact amount is the same for both needles, the next step is to make sure there's no gap between the lower looper and the needles. First, loosen the side screw. Then, turn the front screw to adjust the lower looper's position until it nearly touches the needles without making contact. Once there's no visible gap, the adjustment is complete. Step 4. Lower looper forward position. The tip of the lower looper should be positioned 1 to 1.2 millimeters above the upper edge of the needle eye. If not, loosen the side screw and adjust the looper's position left or right as needed. Once the looper tip is correctly aligned at 1 to 1.2 millimeters above the needle eye, the adjustment is complete. Step 5. Rear needle guard position. When the looper reaches the second needle, the gap between the rear needle guard and the needle should be 0 to 0.02 millimeters. If not, loosen the side screw to adjust the position of the rear needle guard. Once the gap is within 0 to 0.02 millimeters, the adjustment is complete. Step 6. Front needle guard position. Hold the needle clamp and turn the hand wheel to ensure the needle bar is at the top dead center. At this point, the gap between the front needle guard and the needles should be 0.2 to 0.5 millimeters. If not, loosen the upper screw and adjust the position of the front needle guard until the gap is within the 0.2 to 0.5 millimeter range. Once the correct gap is set, the adjustment is complete. Step 7. Upper looper forward position. When the upper looper and the lower looper meet, the gap between them should be 0.2 millimeters. If not, first turn the hand wheel to confirm that the machine is at the bottom dead center. Then, loosen the side screw. Next, rotate the upper and lower loopers to the meeting point and adjust the position of the upper looper until the gap between the upper and lower loopers is 0.2 millimeters. Once this is achieved, the adjustment is complete. Step 8. Feed dog height and level. First, turn the hand wheel to ensure the feed dog is at its highest position. At this point, the feed dog should be slightly tilted to help the fabric pass over the needle plate ridge, and the height from the needle plate should be 1.5 millimeters. If not, loosen the rear screw, then rotate the side screw to adjust the feed dog level. Next, loosen the left screw to adjust the differential feed dog until the left side is 1.5 millimeters above the needle plate. Then, loosen the right screw to adjust the main feed dog. Once the right side of main feed dog is 1.5 millimeters above the needle plate, the adjustment is complete. That's it for the initial inspection and adjustment for skipped stitches and thread breakage on overlock machines. In the next episode, we'll continue with basic adjustment tutorials for other machine models. See you next time.